So the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs like us, who didn't cheat and take on venture capital, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we market in a way that lets us get our products and our services and the things that we believe in out to the world and yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Russell Brunson, and welcome to Marketing Secrets. Hey everyone, this is Russell. Welcome to Marketing Secrets. So, if you're watching this on marketingsecrets.com, watching the video, I'm actually right now inside of a tent in the office. And the reason why is because my wife and kids are out of town, and I told everyone I was going to camp out of the office. And everyone's like, oh, cool, yeah. But I was like, no, I'm literally going to camp out of the office. So I brought a tent in, and I brought a cot that I almost broke. So then Dave brought in a real cot. And this is actually incredibly comfortable. So I'm probably going to sleep here tonight. People show up in the morning, they'll be like, he was so weird. But the reality is my house right now, we're under construction. So like my entire kitchen's gutted. So I can't even go to my house. I'm like living in the pool house. And it's just like, I know it's like, you know, first world problems. But anyway, so tonight I want to talk to you about one thing before I crash, because we got a lot of stuff done today. A lot. This is my to-do list, and it's crazy how many things we got done. And tomorrow I have another big day as well. And my kids actually, two of my kids come home tomorrow, which I'm insanely excited for. But what's kind of cool, let me sit up a little bit, is people always ask me, like, Russell, how do you get so much stuff done in the day? And I really think there's a couple of things. First off, I do to-do lists like this on a piece of paper with a big old marker, because something about markers where you're like, it's about crossing things out that is so therapeutic. Because I was working today and it was like 2:35 or so in the afternoon, and I only had crossed off two things. And so I was like, I was angry. And so I'm like calling my team, I'm like, okay, we cross this stuff out. And everyone's like, what can I help with? What can I help with? I'm like, hey, Steven, I need to do this. Dave, do this. Melanie, do this. And everyone's kind of doing things to help us get the stuff busted out. And then I'm like looking at this, and I'm like, okay, what are the things I have to do? Like, what are Dan Solomon would call them like unique abilities. Like, what are your unique abilities that you have to focus on? And it's funny because I was dinking around doing stuff that wasn't necessarily my unique ability. I was doing stuff that was like, you know, I don't know, just the stuff. And I was like, okay, a lot of things I can get other people to do, but there's some things I have to do. And so I knew one of them was we have this new, we're going after Instagram, so we're starting this like drop the mic show. That's going to be our Instagram play to kind of build up our audiences there. And so but I needed a cool like intro video to pitch the concept and stuff like that. So I'd write the script for that. So I did that. Then we figured out a really cool way to like demo the stuff on Instagram on the computer, which was cool. And then so I went and recorded the voice over that, and Steven went and like edited it and made it like the coolest audio intro ever. So that was awesome. And then we're a couple months away from doing our big relaunch of Clickfunnels at about our 3-year mark. And with that, like, I'm not sure if you guys seen our old explainer videos, but I was like, I need to update these. And so I had to rewrite the copy for the first one. I wrote a new explainer video for the Edison Editor, which is the website editor. It was kind of fun, like I was like, how do you write a exciting explainer video for a website editor? Like, it wasn't the funnel, it was just the editor alone. And actually had somebody today message me on Facebook, asked me, like, what's the script you write for explainer videos? And I'm like, I don't know what the script is. It's like you just have to find the right hook. And so I was like sitting there probably at 30 minutes, like, what's the hook? Like, why does someone care about this? And I was like stuck. What's the hook? What's the hook? And then finally, like, I got the hook, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And then I started writing. As soon as I had the hook, then like everything just started flowing. It was really, really cool. In fact, do you guys want to hear it? Would that be of value? Maybe I'll jump off the cot real quick. Like I said, I'm literally camping in the office. So let me jump off the cot. I'm going to just read you guys the script so you can see. So the hook that I kind of came up with is, I just remember back, like, what's a good hook for the editor and ClickFunnels, things like that. And I remember that somebody, I was at Joe Polish's event. And I remember we had to write these cards, like what you do for a company. And my card I wrote, we helped take the power back from the tech guys, because there was some Fusionsoft guys there, and I wanted to kind of just talk about that. So all of a sudden, like, I remember that. So when I found the quote, and it was like, take the power back from the tech guys. And so I was like, that's the hook. And so I'm like, okay, so now I know the hook. Like, I'm trying to remember like a story that ties to that. So I'm like, okay, The hook is that tech guys have you under control. So it's almost like you're handcuffed. And I was like, okay. So then I started typing and just got into the flow state, right? So I'll read this to you. So it says, have you ever felt handcuffed as an entrepreneur? Tell me if this sounds like you. You've got an idea. It comes to you in the shower or when you're trying to sleep, or oftentimes it's in the middle of a boring conversation where someone's trying to talk to you about who knows what, and while you're trying to nod and act like you're actually paying attention, what's really happening is you're looking and searching for your next big idea, and then boom, it hits you. You have the idea, you see the vision, you know what you need to do, and you know how this thing will change the world, and then all of a sudden it'll zoom in on the hands and he'll be handcuffed, and it'll pan back, and you'll see a bunch of tech nerds sitting around in a room. It says, and then they got you. You don't know how to code. You don't know how to design. You're being held hostage by the tech nerds that you use or that you used to tease in school. And yet somehow, things that you think should be so simple, things that should only take a few minutes, somehow become hours and then days and then weeks. And with each passing day, the excitement for your big idea gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until one day it's gone. And then we'll show like the idea in a graveyard, an entrepreneur standing next to it having like a funeral. And then it's money wasted, there's time wasted with little or nothing to show for it. And they're still handcuffed, and then the tech guys walk away with all the cash. And then when all seems lost, it hits you again. Yes, another idea, another $1 million problem that you want to solve. But the problem is you know the pain that would go into getting the tech guys to actually build out what you know needs to be done. And this is where most entrepreneurial dreams die, somewhere between the idea and your tech guy's ability to create the pages you need to sell your big idea. All right, so that's like this hook, right, is that we're handcuffed as entrepreneurs. And so then I started telling the story, and I'm thinking about that, and like that all just started flowing. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, then what happened to the good old days where the person who was excited to sell and able to sell could just stand in front of people and actually sell? Well, here I am telling you that those days are officially back. I want to introduce you to the Edison Editor inside of Clickfunnels to let you take the power back from the tech guys. And then the guy will break the handcuffs and stand there like a free man. Yes, the Edison Editor was created so that entrepreneurs like you, who aren't programmers, who don't know how to design, can easily build pages inside of a funnel that are proven to convert. Let me show you how it works. First, you pick the type of sales funnel that's scientifically pre-designed to sell your type of product. Choose the style of page design that you like best. Click a button and the entire funnel is built in less than 10 seconds. Every page, every step, everything. And then you can change a headline, add in your images, add a video, countdown clocks, and more. And if you really want to customize the page, we have dozens of amazing elements that you can choose from, just like a painter would pick a color from a palette and then drag and drop it onto the page. Move them around to your heart's content and then set the funnel to go live. In less than 10 minutes, you can create what would have taken those tech nerds weeks to do. I love that I make fun of them like over and over again. And now the web page inside of your funnel can sell as well as you do. Yes, the Edison Editor inside of Clickfunnels lets you take the power back from your tech guys. No longer be handcuffed and held hostage by tech people. You can take control of your marketing and start making sales today. With the Clickfunnels, we believe that that's how it should be. That is how it should be. So try out the Edison Editor today and be free from your tech guys forever. So that was the script. So that was something like I had to write that. Like I'm the one that's in that pain that has gone through that experience over and over and over again. So it's like, okay, I have to do that. I can't be focusing on these other things. And so that's what I went and I focused on and I worked on was writing the script. And then, and then I actually wrote another script for another. Anyway, so I ended up writing 4 scripts today and then went into our padded room back here and recorded the voiceovers. And I got my brother doing audio editing. Steve did some audio editing. Anyway, it's just all these other people. And so the way I'm able to get so much stuff done is it doesn't come overnight, so I don't think it's going to or it has to, but over the last 14 years now of me doing this, like I've built up my team of people who can do all the pieces. And everyone on the team has like a unique ability that they're good at that I'm not, right? And so I know like when I have a project, I'm like, okay, here's people on my team, and they each have their unique abilities, and I have mine. To get this thing done, it takes all of them. So I'm like, okay, instead of me trying to do Steven's job or Jake's job or Dave's or Scott's or other people's jobs, like I just got to focus on mine, and then have everyone do their kind of thing. Because any one of these projects wasn't just like I didn't do all the pieces of it. I did just my piece of it, and then because we got a team, it's able to go fast. So I recommend for you is to like start building your team. For some reason, us entrepreneurs think that we have that. I don't know why it is like. Real estate entrepreneurs don't think this, but for some reason internet entrepreneurs do, where we think we have to do everything. We have to be good at copy and design and pages and everything. But you don't. You just have to find people and build a team. So I think that for all of us, like, think about where you're at right now and look at like where you're weak and where you're strong. And it's funny because, man, for a long time I always fought. Like, I wanted to be control and owner, and like that was my thing. I always wanted to be like the controller of the business. And now looking back, it's like the stupidest thing ever. When I gave up control and I found good partners and people and connected them and built a team, like that's when things took off. And so for you, I want you guys, the moral of today's story, I guess, if you want to call it, is, and obviously I've been listening to Dan Sullivan, so those who listen to Dan Sullivan recently, and he talks a lot about unique abilities. So my moral of the story for you guys is to really identify what's your unique ability that nobody else can bring to the table, and figure out that thing, and look at like what are the unique abilities that you need to get this thing off the ground, or to get this thing into orbit, or wherever it's at, to get it to where you want it to be. Right? And if you're happy with things you're at, then don't stress about it. Like, you're good. Like, don't just keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to grow, or you want to change, or whatever that shift is that you want to make, then look and like, hey, what unique abilities do I need on my team to make this happen? And then go start finding those people. Start looking for them. Start, going out there. So, anyway, I guess that's the message for today. Using your unique abilities and others to get crap done fast. Maybe that's the title today, because that's the secret. So we got a lot done today. Like, insane. Like, honestly, almost any one of these little check marks on this list is something that like a normal company does in, like, I don't know, a quarter. We did it, a lot of them today. And tomorrow we're going to kind of finish these things up, and then tomorrow we are relaunching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 funnels. That's awesome. They're all like mostly done, so it's just going to be like bust them out, boom, 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 get them all live. And then what's going to be cool is if I have time at the end of the day, I'm working on the Funnel Hacker app, which is insane. We have this new app coming out, which is going to be cool. And then if I can get all that stuff done, then by the time my kids get here, it'll be nice. And then, yeah, the next set of fun projects happen. But I'll be pretty proud of us if we get these things done. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. So identify your unique ability, bring in others to your team that have other unique abilities that complement yours, and that's how you're going to take over the world the fastest. So that said, have fun. I'm going to go to bed in my tent here in the office, and they say it's not good for man to be alone, and I agree. That's why I'm literally sleeping at the office tonight inside of a tent on a cot. I'm such a nerd. I love it. Anyway, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Bye. Would you like to see behind the scenes of what we're actually doing each day to grow our company? If so, then go subscribe to our free behind the scenes reality TV show at www.funnelhacker.tv.